Michael Crabtree apparently came into the game looking for a fight. Still upset after Denver cornerback Aqib Talib ripped a chain off his neck last season. Crabtree didn't take long to seek revenge in his first game against the Broncos this season, leading to a full-blown brawl and 3 ejections on Sunday during Oakland's 21-14 win over the Broncos. "I guess his initiative was to come out there and fight today," said Denver cornerback Chris Harris Jr., who said Crabtree sucker punched him on the previous play. "I guess it wasn't to play football. He came out there, just punched me in the stomach and I lost my breath." Single quote. Denver Broncos cornerback Aqib Talib, 21, fights Oakland Raiders wide receiver Michael Crabtree, 15, during the first half of an NFL football game in Oakland, California on Sunday, November 26. Both players were ejected from the game. Still upset after Denver cornerback Aqib Talib ripped a chain off his neck last season. Crabtree didn't take long to seek revenge in his first game against the Broncos this season. Crabtree is pictured fighting with Broncos nose tackle Damata Pico at left and Talib at right. The full-blown brawl led to 3 ejections. Crabtree had his helmet pulled off during the fight. The Raiders won Sunday night's game 21-14. Crabtree has been angry ever since Talib ripped Crabtree's chain off his neck during the regular season finale last season. Crabtree sat out the first meeting this season in Denver with a chest injury, but sought retribution Sunday. "We love Crab around here and we need him, but things happen," teammate Cordarrelle Patterson said. "We all knew it was going to happen. It was just a matter of time when everybody was ready, prepared for it." Single quote. On the second play of Oakland's second drive, Crabtree aggressively blocked Talib on a running play and drove him to the ground on the Broncos' sideline. Talib ripped Crabtree's chain off his neck while they were tangled up, and a brawl ensued. Several Broncos players surrounded Crabtree as he tussled with Talib before his Raiders teammates could come to his assistance. Officials confer after the fight. Crabtree has been angry ever since Talib ripped Crabtree's chain off his neck during the regular season finale last season. Crabtree fights with Pico and Talib. Crabtree sat out the first meeting this season in Denver with a chest injury, but sought retribution Sunday. Crabtree fights with Pico and Talib. Crabtree and Talib were ejected for fighting. Raiders guard Gabe Jackson pushed an official as he tried to join in and protect Crabtree and got ejected for his actions. Crabtree is chased while fighting the Broncos players. The 3 players also could be subject to further discipline from the NFL this week. Crabtree yells after the fight. The ejection meant that Crabtree did not catch a pass in a game for the first time in his career. He had at least 1 catch in his first 120 games. Pictured is the pair fighting. "It went to another level," Raiders quarterback Derek Carr said. "If that's the way he wants to approach it, then I support it 100%. Broncos linebacker Von Miller said, "You want to have him in there. I want to play against Crab. I want to have that type of game. But you can only control what you can control. Those guys are going to do what they're going to do." Single quote. Talib threw Crabtree's helmet aside at 2 then went at it near the end zone, with both players exchanging punches. Even though Talib was still wearing his helmet, Crabtree's teammate Johnny Holton joined in and grabbed Talib and then things calmed down. "It went to another level," Raiders quarterback Derek Carr said. "We could all feel that. It wasn't just pushing and shoving kind of thing. I took over there and tried to get my guys out of there. It's football, but at the same time it's chippy. It's a violent game. My hope is that whatever happens, it stays here." Single quote. Crabtree and Talib were ejected for fighting. Raiders guard Gabe Jackson pushed an official as he tried to join in and protect Crabtree and got ejected for his actions. The three players also could be subject to further discipline from the NFL this week. Talib is pictured without his helmet on in April 2017 in Englewood, Colorado. The bottom line is we can't afford to lose one of our top receivers and then our starting guard, because he went over there and helped his buddy. Raiders coach Jack Del Rio said, "We can't get two guys tossed like that." Single quote. Broncos coach Vance Joseph was equally upset, calling the altercation nonsense and silly. "I don't like it and it's unacceptable," Joseph said. "We can't lose our best players because of personal battles. That's a personal battle. This is about the Broncos. So it's unacceptable. We can't have it. It's non-negotiable." Single quote. On the previous play, Crabtree injured Talib Harris Jr. on a downfield block. Harris was upset after the play and yelled toward the Raiders bench. On the next play, Crabtree went after Talib. Aqib took that personal. Broncos safety Justin Simmons said of the hit on Harris, "So I don't know what happened on their side." Aqib said, "Crabtree tried to do the same thing to him. And obviously Aqib is a little more not as genuine as Chris when it comes to that type of stuff. So he took it into his own hands." Single quote. Meanwhile, Raiders running back Marshawn Lynch stayed out of the fray as players on both teams fought. Lynch walked back to the Raiders sideline with his arms in the air. Lynch ran off the sideline to join a fight earlier this season against Kansas City and was ejected and suspended one game when he shoved an official. Lynch then escorted Talib through the Raiders sideline to the tunnel to the locker room after the ejection as the crowd booed Talib loudly. The ejection meant that Crabtree did not catch a pass in a game for the first time in his career. He had at least one catch in his first 120 games.